Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing my May reading wrap-up and also taking my TBR for June. I didn't read as many books in May, so I thought I could just combine the TBR and the reading wrap-up. So starting off with the books I read for May, the first book I finished in May was Savage Fae. I had started that in April and I finally finished it in May. It's Savage Fae by Caroline Peckman. It's the same authors who wrote the Zodiac Academy series. This is actually, it's a part of the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac Academy. Or Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, sorry. And it's the second book in that series. I rated it a 3 stars. I don't mind this series, I do really like it, and I'm gonna continue it. But I liked the first one more. It was good. It was a good read. It was fine. I flew through it. Okay, so the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, it starts with the first book, Dark Fae, and the whole series is about this girl, Elise Callisto, who is going to the academy to find her brother's killer. Something happened with her brother, and so she's trying to figure out who killed him. And there's the 4 kings of the academy, and 2 of them run separate gangs that are rivals against each other. And then there's another guy who is like really powerful, has a lot of mystery around him. And then one of the kings his family's like famous for thievery, like they're really good thieves. So it's about her getting close with all of these kings and trying to figure out who her brother's killer is. And then on top of that, there's like other mysteries happening at the school, and there's a lot of things happening. So it's really interesting. It also flashes back to like her brother's point of view, like his diary from before he died. But yeah, it's really interesting. I enjoyed the second book a lot. I enjoyed the first book. I'm in the middle of the third book, but I'm reading them on my Kindle because I don't have the physical copies yet, so I haven't been wanting to read my Kindle recently. I've been wanting to read physical books. So the next 3 books I read were for a reading vlog that I'm gonna post, a finishing series I'm in the middle of. So this is kind of a spoiler for that of my ratings, but I read Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. Loved the book, as you can see, tabbed like crazy. I gave this one a 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed this. I loved being back in the world, back with Magnolia and BJ, even though they annoy the crap out of me. But Jessa Hastings' writing is just so easy to get back into, and it's so easy to like be so immersed in her writing. It just feels like you're friends with the people she's writing about, and you're involved in their friend group. So, gave that one a 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. You can get more of my reactions and thoughts in the other video. Then next, I read The Whisper Man by Alex North. This goes along with the book The Shadows. You can read them as standalones. I wanted to read them back to back. I've had this one on my TBR for a really long time, and oops, I really needed to get it read. So I'm glad I did. Alex North's writing is really good, and he just came out with a new book that I just got with my book of the month, so I'm really intrigued to read that as well. I gave this one a 4 stars, really good, enjoyed it. Then I read As Good as Dead. It's the 3rd book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This one is very darker than the other ones, and follows Pip after what happened in the 2nd book. I can't really say anything because it'll spoil it, but very interesting. All things come together. Everything from the 1st to 2nd book, everything comes together in this book, and it was a pretty good ending. But it's kind of a sadder one, but I flew through this one. I gave it a 4.5 stars. So I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed this one more than the 2nd one, but probably as equally as the first one. I feel like I read that one a long time ago, but I feel like they're on the same level for me. Then I read Piranesi by Susanna Clark. I read this one actually for a book club that I started with my brother and some of his friends. We decided to start a book club, and this was the first book we picked, and it was actually a really good book. We all gave this one like 4 stars. Super quick read. It's only like a 200 something page book, and basically it's about this character, Piranesi, lives inside a house, kind of like a labyrinth of sorts, and it's got all these statues, and he's like taking care of the house, and he has one other person in this house, and the name of that other person is called The Other, and he meets with this person every week around like the same time for a little bit, and it's just kind of very, like, you don't really know what's going on. You don't know if it's like a unreliable narrator. You don't know if it's really a fantasy world. You don't know if there's hidden meanings behind everything. And it's really interesting to talk about and talk with your friends and come up with theories. Like, we had so many theories reading this book, and it was really fun. And it's written in 7 parts, and it's all written through, like, you're reading the Piranesi's journal. So you get, like, you know, like this, it starts with like the day at the top, and it tells about like what happened that day. So there's like time skips a little bit, but it's very interesting, very, very interesting, and it's a good discussion book, I will say. It's like fantasy. I think it is just considered a fantasy book. I'm not sure. I will say I recommend this. It's really good. It's a really nice book. Then last book I read was Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I have no idea how to say her last name. But my sister read these books. She read all 3 books within like 2 weeks, and so she's been begging me to read it, and I've had it on my TBR for a long time. So I picked this one up and I read it. I read it pretty quickly. I gave it at 3 stars. I will say I like it, but I felt like there was some parts that like I found my brain drifting away and not really paying attention to what I was reading. And I don't know if that's just because of me or the way the writing is. I enjoy it. It's got some fantasy in it, or not some fantasy, it's got some romance in it, and I'm just not sure if it's the type of romance I like. Like, it feels like the romance is not a slow burn at all. It's really like, it is an enemies to lovers type, I think, because honestly I don't know, but I think it's like an enemies to lovers so far. That's the vibe I'm getting, but it's not slow burn, so I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do like the concept and the premise behind it. Basically, it's about, there's these twins, Amelia and Victoria. They're witches, and basically there's the 7 wicked princes, and they all are like the 7 sins essentially from hell, and they're the princes of hell, and there's wrath, greed, lust, envy, pride, glutton, yeah, and sloth. In this book, oh my gosh, in this book it only discusses a couple of the princes, but basically they're witches, and they've been like warned about the wicked princes for like years and years. They haven't traveled the earth in a long time, but something happens where, yeah, basically Amelia, this isn't a spoiler because it's on the book, but basically Amelia finds her twin sister dead, and so she goes on a vengeful like mission to try and figure out what was going on with their sister, because her sister was apparently hiding all of these secrets. So she's trying to figure out what's going on, and in that pursuit to find out what's going on, she gets in contact with some of the princes, and so it's basically her trying to figure out what's going on with the princes, what's going on with the demons, the witches, all the lies she was told. It's very interesting. It's just her trying to figure that out. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away because there's a lot that happens, but there's darker things happening and there's mysteries happening. So we'll see what happens. I am excited to finish this series, and I think I will pretty quickly. And okay, that was all I read in May. I feel like it's a pretty good amount of books. Not a lot of them were from my last, my TBR. Magnolia Parks was, but that was pretty much it. And I've started 3 books. I started Famous Last Words. I'm like halfway through that one. And then I started The Prison Healer, which is the 2nd book for our book club. And I started the 2nd book of this, which is Kingdom of the Cursed, I think. So I already have other books I'm working on. Now I'm going to go into picking my TBR for June. June's going to be a pretty busy month for me, so I don't know how much I'll be able to read, but it's always nice to have some books to go off of. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing I did last month, where I'm going to pick out a bit of my TBR prompt. TBR prompt jar. I'm going to pull a prompt out of here, and I'm going to read that prompt and pick a book related to the prompt. I have a lot of books here, but I have books all over my room of books I need to read as well. So I might pick from here, or I'll pick from somewhere else in my room if I can't find it. Okay, I want to make sure these are like mixed up really well because of the last time. So I'm going to just like pull them all out and put them back in. First prompt. Goodness. Okay. A book with a name in the title. Okay. That's not, I don't have a lot of books with a name in the title now that I'm like looking. I found two. I've got The 3 Lives of Kate K, which I had this on my TBR for last month, and I do want to read this soon. I really like the cover. I just don't know if I'm like really into like general fiction right now. Like I'm more in like a fantasy mood right now. Even though this next book I'm going to say is not fantasy. But then I also have Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, which I do want to read this because I just finished The Long Way Home. I'm more tempted to put this on my TBR, so I think I'm going to put this one on there. Okay, first book added. Okay, next prompt. Oh, a book your significant other picked. I'm gonna have to get my husband to pick me one. I'm gonna send him a picture of the bookshelf and we'll see what he says. Okay, while we wait for that, I'm gonna pick another one. I think I'm gonna go like 6 books, maybe 8 books. I don't think I'm gonna read all 8 books, but it's nice to have variety, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, next. Oh, he already texted back. Hold on. Okay, he said to do Air of Fire, so I guess we're gonna add that. I'm actually reading these for vlogs, so you'll have to stay tuned for the vlogs, but okay. Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas going on. Okay, next prompt. That was quick. A book with under 25 chapters. Okay, this is gonna take me a while to find all these books, so one second. It's a lot harder to find than you'd think. A lot of these have way more than 25 chapters. Okay, I found 4 books that could fit in that category. We got The Ministry of Time, we have The Do-Over, and The Unhoneymooners, sorry, and then The Prisoner's Throne. I'm leaning towards The Prisoner's Throne or The Ministry of Time. The Prisoner's Throne I really want to read because I really want to finish that series, and I'm in a pretty good fantasy mood right now, so I think I'm gonna add The Prisoner's Throne. Okay, next prompt. We're gonna be halfway there. A book with a great first sentence. Great, now I have to read through the books. Let's see. This isn't the first sentence of a book, but it's just a cute little, like, dedication. It says, for anyone who is told they're weird because they read too much. Because you're not, and you don't. I just like that one. Okay, I've got 5 books here that the sentences are nice. I read every single one of these sentences. It was a lot, but these ones are the ones that caught my eye the most. We'll start with A Killing Cold. It says, in the house in the woods, the girl waits for the monster to come. Seems interesting. Then The Wishing Game. Every night, Hugo went for a walk on the 5 o'clock beach, but tonight was the first time in 5 years his wandering feet spelled out an SOS in the sand. I feel like that one's more interesting than that one. But we'll see. This one's Silver Elite. This is a new book, actually, that just came out. I just got it. It's got special edition and everything. Or sprayed edges and everything. This one is, I grew up in pure, unceasing, suffocating darkness. Seems very interesting. Then we got The Handmaid's Tale. This one's just kind of interesting the way it starts. We slept in what had once been the gymnasium. I don't know why that was intriguing to me, but it was. I really want to read this one, too. I just don't know. And then 6 Scorched Roses. The first time I met death, it was in my first breaths. Or rather, the first breaths I didn't take. That also is very interesting. I'm leaning between 6 Scorched Roses or Silver Elite. The Silver Elite is a thicker book. 6 Scorched Roses is a novella. But I really want to read this one because I just got it and it's new and I haven't heard anything really about it. I think I'm going to do this one. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Okay, halfway there. These ones are taking a lot longer to do. Okay, next prompt. A book with bad reviews. Okay. I'm just gonna go onto my Goodreads, go to my books, and click to the lowest one. I'm gonna do my physical TBR. And we're gonna sort by average rating. And we'll go from the worst. Okay. Starting off strong, we got End of Story by A.J. Finn. The Sanatorium by by Sarah Peirce, and then Dreamers Often Lie. Let's see what the End of Story ratings are. Oh, that has a lot of bad ratings. Dang. Okay. Let's see the Sanatorium. Jeez. Okay, the Sanatorium seems like it's way worse than a lot of them. And then I'll do these one. Just look at this one as well. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with the Sanatorium because when I look at the reviews, it has a lot more like bad reviews than the other ones. So let me go get the Sanatorium because it's not even by me. Oh my gosh. It's all the way at the bottom of my book stack. Okay, let's just act like I put the Sanatorium here because I'm lazy and I don't want to go get the book. It's all the way at the bottom of my book stack. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 3 more books to choose from. Our prompts to choose? Okay. A book that has a place in the title. We did this the last time. I'm not doing that one. A book that matches the current season. Okay, well, it's summertime. I'm probably just going to choose... I think I'm just going to choose Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I really need to read this, especially because her newest release just came out. So I want to read all her books, and this will be the last book I have to read before the new release. So I think I'm just going to choose this. Just for the Summer, Abby Jimenez. That was easy. It literally has summer in the title, and it's summertime. Gotta do it to him. Okay. Search your name and read the first book you see. Maybe I should do that for... Should I do that on Goodreads? Let me try that on Goodreads. I'm just gonna search Miranda. The first book that pops up when I search my name on Goodreads is The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller. So, I guess I'm gonna read that. What? Oh. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I just read the description and it seems like it's about someone, like a person cheating. And I don't like books about cheating. I'll give it a try. So, Paper Palace. I'm gonna put that up somewhere. We're gonna count that, but I don't know about that one. Okay. Last book. Those were easy. Read the last book you saw on TikTok. Okay. What's the last book I saw on TikTok? I can just go to my... Let me go to... Settings and privacy. Go to... Activity Center. Watch history. Let's see. Okay.
Let's open my
I think
Illumicrate.
the last book I saw was someone opening an Illumicrate book talk or a Illumicrate box, and the book was called A Song of Legends Lost. So that's the one I'm gonna add. A Song of Legends Lost. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do then. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the screen too because I don't have that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sanatorium. 6. Paper Palace. 7. And what's it called? The Song of Legends Lost. 8. Okay. Those are the 8 books I am putting on my TBR. And then among other books, because I know there's some I'll probably read outside of that for like a video or whatever it is. Okay, well, perfect. That is the books that I'm going to be reading. Let me go over them one more time. We've got Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. It's part of the Throne of Glass series. The Prisoner's Throne by Holly Black, part of the... Is it just called the Stolen Air series? I don't know if it's called a series, but it's the second book in the Stolen Air duology. And then Silver Elite by Danny Francis. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And then The Sanatorium by Sarah Pease or something like that. And then The Paper Palace by Miranda something, I don't know her last name. And then the Songs of Legends Lost by M.H. Ayende, something like that. So, okay, those are the 8 books I'm going to be reading, so stay tuned for if I read them and see if next month when I post my wrap-up if I've read them or not. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.